So the title is The Three Kings. But I want to explain also a little bit about the situation happened, especially about Iran and this region, Middle East region, especially after or during the First World War. This region was under the control of the Ottoman Empire during 500 years. And the weakness happened in the Ottoman Empire in the last century, and especially when they are enter of the First World War. They are supported the German, and after that they are lost the war, and they are lost in many regions. It was controlled before that. So one of the regions they are lost is, for example, Arab region. The Arab region also made some kind of rebellion during the First World War against the Ottoman Empire. And who supported this rebellion? The great powers, imperials in this time, like Great Britain and France. So Great Britain have interest in this area, and they are finding some kind of rebellion against the Ottoman Empire. They supported the rebellion, and the rebellion started in the Arab desert. Now, for example, Arabia Saudi, the Arab Gulf, for example. So they find it one members of the family of Prophet Muhammad. And this family is named Al-Hashimi family. They supported him, this man, Sharif Hussein, his name Sharif Hussein, and they give him too much weapons and tell him, okay, make a rebellion and we will help you against the governor of Ottoman Empire at this time. So the rebellion happened, and they take off the army of Ottoman Empire. The great power like France, Great Britain, first they promised for Arab people, if you have separated from Ottoman Empire, we give you the independence. This is the promise when they are giving to Arab people. But after that, there are some negotiation, some deals happen between France and Great Britain to take this region under their control, because this is really very important to them. So they don't complete the promise with Arab people. Arab people now, they needed independence, like unity, like our one country. But the great power at this time, they have another plan. They told, no, we are the winner of the First World War. We are defeat the army of Turkish army, and this region belong to us. We are have the control. So they are divided this region between them. Because, for example, Great Britain have a control for the region of Iraq, Palestine. French now they have this time control of the Syria. But after that, the Arab people in this time, they saw this is the great power. They don't promise for, they don't complete their promise, and they are putting some kind of the system over these people. This system is the mandate system. It's in Article 22, and they are talking about the nations. You know, the Ottoman Empire in this time, it's very huge country. It's very large country. And after the defeat of Ottoman Empire, every nation needed the independence, needed the autonomy. But the great power who enter inside this region, they told, you are the people, you are not ready to make your autonomy. You are not ready to make your state. This is our responsible. We are coming here to teach you how to be best, how to rule your country. This is the idea, the imperialism idea happened in this time. So they put this system, the mandate system, over the Arab country or over the Arab region, such like Iraq and Syria. So after that, the people, they don't accept this situation. So there's some rebellion happened against the great power, against the Great Britain, against the French, and now the situation is very complicated. So the great power, they are saying after that, what happened there? Why these people they're not satisfied? We come here to help them, but why they are make some kind of rebellion? And this is rebellion, and this is the way that rejected our help is cost for us too much because we are paying and we are sending the troops, we are sending the armies. This is cost too much. So what they are need? They thinking that we give you some kind of the regime, we put it in this regime for your, and we are check this regime, guided this regime, but we need it a little bit stable. We don't need more aggressive situation in this region. So the first person who take the rule in my country under the name, the monarchy of Iraq, is Faisal ibn al-Sharif Hussein, the son of the Sharif Hussein. Sharif Hussein, I told you, he lead the rebellion against the Ottoman Empire during the First World War. So Faisal ibn Hussein was king of Arab Kingdom in Syria and Greater Syria in 1920. He was king of the Iraq in 1921 until his death in 1933. And he was the third son of Sharif Hussein. He helped his father lead the troop against the Ottoman Empire. And also, during the First World War, he entered inside Syria. And he declared the kingdom of the Syria, and he declared himself like the king in the Syria. But after that, the French don't accepted him. The troop of the French entered Syria and expelled him outside. So Faisal now, he's a king without kingdom. And the rebellion or the revolution happened in Arab country against the great power. For example, in Iraq in 1920, many people rejected the situation. So the great power in this time, Great Britain, they needed to make stability in this country. Winston Churchill, in this time, asked many experienced people from British people, Arab people also, to make some kind of a conference in Cairo. So during this conference, they told to people who members in this conference, they told them, okay, we are sit here, we discuss the situation, and we should go to find some solution in this region to make some kind of stability. So they take this decision. The decision, what is this? We can divide this country. This part we make monarchy, and this part we make some kind of emiratus. I mean the Arab coast. And this part is belong to French, and French they can manage themselves there. So for Iraq, for example, they told, okay, we have prince or we have king from Syria, but Syria now under the control of French. So maybe we can put it Faisal like the king of Iraq there. He supported us during the First World War, intelligent man, and he has a good background from religious family. And also, he is not from Iraq. This is very important point. Why? Because the people, the nationality of Iraq people is very complicated. Iraq people continue for Sunni, Shia, Kurdish, Ashurian, Muslim people, Christian people, Jewish people. So it's multi-religious people, multi-sectors people. So it's not easy to control different people in the same way or in the same country. So if you choose some people from Sunni, the another groups they rejected him. Or choose some people from the Kurdish people, the another Arab people they don't accepted him. So it's better finding some person outside these circles to make a king for them, and they are expectable for all the groups of this country. So they are choosing Faisal to be the first king of Iraq. So it's better way to make some kind of the kingdom. It's better way to put some kind of the government there, but we are observes political situation there. We just try to lead them to the best, and for this time, we are also benefit from there for part there, strategical part, economic part, military part also. Great Britain sent their troops in 1914 in Iraq. And why in Iraq? They occupied Iraq. Because if you see the map in this time, they need something to connect between India and Europe. And this is area between India and Europe is very interesting area. I mean the Mediterranean, I mean the Arab Gulf. So if you are trying to find some kind of the bridge between the administration in India until the Arab Gulf and go to the Mediterranean and go inside Europe, all this link, all these circles, it was under the control of the Great Britain. For commercial part, for military part, is very important strategical. So in this point, they sent it the troop, they occupied the Iraq, started in 1914, and finished the occupation of all the country in 1918, and the troops is still there. With the help of the British officials, including the Director General, these ladies, English ladies, she had too much experience of Arab country, of Arab region, too much experience about these cultures. She supported the leaders in this area. She supported Faisal. She proposed Faisal to Winston Churchill, and Winston Churchill, he agreed that Faisal, he was a good man to this position. Faisal, the group of the Sunni accept him, and the group of another nation also accept him. The Shia people is a little bit have a doubt to support him. But to make this process legally, legitimately, they making some kind of election in this time, and Faisal win in 96% for the election of the Iraq for him. And the name changed from Mesopotamia to Iraq. But the situation between Faisal, the new government, and with the administration in Great Britain and Iraq is still not stable. We should be make some kind of the agreement to know what is the position of the Great Britain there. The Great Britain so that make a deal with the Iraq government, the new Iraq government, is the treaty in 1922. The treaty was designed to allow for Iraq self-government while giving the British control of the Iraq foreign policy. This is the idea of the administration there of Great Britain. Okay, now you have a government, you have a kingdom, but we can manage, or we have a control of the foreign policy, defense policy, economic policy. We have a control for this important fact. But the Iraq people now is started to build themselves like a state. So the first agreement between the new government under the monarchy of Iraq with the Great Britain is the agreement in 1922. The new king have very interest to make unity between Iraq people. He know that the Iraq people is very complicated society, and also because we know we have planned before to make a new Arabic state. So I try to continue to make this goal exist. That I mean, I try also to make unity between Arab nations. So he have also nationalist movement or idea to make unity between Arab countries. So during his rules also, he made different kind of treaties with the administration of Great Britain. One of the treaties I mentioned in 1922. After 5 or 6 years, they making another treaty with the administration of Great Britain. Is the treaty 1930. So Faisal and his government make a deal with the Great Britain now. They told him, okay, we have now a government, we have now armies, but we needed exactly independence for Grand Britain. Grand Britain told them, okay, I will promise to you to give independence for you for after 1 or 2 years, but we can make some contract. I can't leave you like that because we find it some important fact. Discovered the oil in Iraq. Before that, they found the oil in Iran, in the south of Iran, in the field of Abadan. And the Grand Britain established some kind of the company, Persian British Oil Company. But after that, they find it also in the north of Iraq, some kind of the field of the oil. So this area is very important for the part of the economy. How can we leave this part? So we can renew this treatment with the new details, and we give you some kind after 1 or 2 years. We see you if you are ready to independence, and we give you the independence. But the oil is for us. The Iraq British company existed in 1928, and the benefit of this company, almost 60 or 70%, is from the income for the British administration in this time. So they have a control of the economic in Iraq in this time. We make this control like official way, and we make with you a new deals. This the treaty in 1930, and we are check if you are ready or not, and we are promised to you after 1 or 2 years we give you independence like own country. And we needed to be sure that if there are any conflict happened, we have some kind of the deal with the regime in this time to facilitate the armies in this part to the Europe or in Europe and to the Arab region. So in 1932, the British mandate ended, and Faisal had an activity rule in the independence of this country. So they are declared that Iraq is independent in the League of the Nations in this time, and was member of League of the Nations. This is the organization before the United Nations. Another fact happened during the King Faisal. Iraq government carried out organization liquidation operation against the Assyrian minority, northern of Iraq. I told you Iraq is continued in different groups. They are Sunni, they are Shia, they are Assyrian, they are Kurdish. But in north of Iraq, the majority until now is the Kurdish people, Assyrian people. And the Assyrian people, or Assyrian people, in this time, they needed some kind of autonomy. Because in this time, after the First World War, the north of Iraq, the map of Iraq is not clear, the border of the north. Because this border is part of Turkey, one part of Syria. So they don't have deals with the government, the new government of Iraq. They don't have deal with the Turkey to draw in which part is the border of Iraq. So the people who living in the north of Iraq, they thought they are belonging to the Turkey, or they are belonging to the Syria. One of this group is Assyrian people. The Assyrian people try to prove it themselves, to take some kind of autonomy. They sent too many messages to the government. They told we need some kind of the right to the parliament, more right. We don't have the citizenship of Iraq country. And the Iraq government, they told them, okay, I will give you the citizenship, but you should obey our rules. You should be quiet. Don't make any problem in the north area. And the Assyrian people, they told me, if you give us more right in the parliament or more members in the government, we are following you. And the government of Iraq, they told, no, you can't put the condition. We are the government, and you should be obeyed, follow our government. So the Assyrian people go to the Syria, and many families go to the Syria, try to find some area to establish our autonomy place. In the Syria also, there are problems. There are troops of the French in this time. They don't accept this situation. But the Assyrian people take some kind of the weapons there. and retained also in Iraq, and tried to control or occupy many villages there. And this time the government sent the troops of the armies from the center to the north of Iraq and entered many villages and killed many people there from Ashurian people. And this is the massacres, it's named the Cimmerian massacres. The history of the Ashurian people is very tragic, very sad history, because they are suffering before that also from the Ottoman Empire, especially during the First World War. There are many people killed during the regime of Ottoman Empire, but also during the government of the Faisal, then another massacres happened there. The estimated 600 Ashurian people were killed in this time. So in October 1933, the Kingdom of Iraq joined to the League of the Nations, so established the new state. King Faisal, every year, he go to Europe to check his health. But the last time he go to the Switzerland, and during his visiting the hospital there, he go to the hotel, the 1st of September, 1933, and he died there. And after that, the successor of the Faisal, his son, Ghazi, coming to the throne of the Iraq.